Okay. Martin? Okay. We good, focus? Thank you, Josue. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Springfield City Hall. Today is Monday, October 27th. The time is 7 p.m. We have a hearings meeting of the Springfield City Council scheduled for this evening, and we're going to now at this time call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, would you please start by calling the roll?
Councillor Curran. Absent. Councillor Allen.
Present.
Present. Councillor Govan.
Present.
Present. Councillor Walsh.
Present.
Present. Councillor Edwards.
Present.
Present. Councillor Davila.
Present.
Present. Councillor Brown. Present. Councillor Curran. Present. Councillor Brown. Absent. Councillor Whitfield.
Present.
Present. Councillor Delgado.
Present.
Present. Councillor Santinello. Absent. Councillor Click Bruce.
Present.
Present. Councillor Perez. Present. Councillor Fenton.
Present. Will the council and our guests please rise for a moment of silence? Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Madam Clerk, will you please recognize the counselor in seat number 10?
Councillor Santinello.
You're muted, Counselor.
Present. Present.
Present.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk, we have a request, if there's no objection, to take item number 8 out of order so it can be disposed of quickly. Any objection to us hearing item number 8 first? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call item number 8.
Item 8 is the change of zoning of the property known as the north side of Hampshire Street.
Thank you. Counselor Govan?
Thank you, Mr. President. I request that I make a motion to continue this matter to January.
Okay, there's a motion to continue this matter to the next hearings meeting in January of 2026. Is there a second to that motion? Motion made by Counselor Govan, seconded by Counselor Perez. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On the motion to continue, Councillor Curran. Yes. Yes, Councillor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Councillor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Councillor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Councillor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councillor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councillor Brown. Absent, Councillor Whitfield.
Yes.
Yes, Councillor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councillor Santinello.
Point of order.
Will the clerk please recognize the counselor in seat number 7?
Councillor Brown.
Present.
Present.
And yes.
And yes. Councillor Santinello. Away, Councillor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councillor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Councillor Fenton.
Yes, more than sufficient. This matter will be continued to January at our first available hearings meeting. Thank you. Okay. Next item we have on the agenda is a special report of committee for the year end from the Special Pilot Committee chaired by Councilor Davila. And at this time, I'll turn it over to him. I believe he also has a presentation from the members of the committee that he'd like to share. Councilor Davila.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good afternoon to all of you. Mr. President, today I am pleased. I'm also joined by Committee Member Karen Lee, who's also here with us, and she's going to be joining me in giving this presentation. Mr. President, we are giving the final report of the Pilot and Revenue Subcommittee that was created about 18 months ago. And I'm pleased to give this report here to you guys, to the City Council. Dear colleagues, I am pleased to announce the result of the Pilot and Revenue Committee. I'd like to start by thanking Council President Michael Fenton, who created a payment in lieu of taxes, a new revenue committee paid my suggestions, and appointed me as chair. As chair, I appointed two Springfield residents, Karen Lee and Juan Latorre. Mr. Latorre sends his apologies, he's unable to join us today. I'd like to thank committee members Karen Lee and Jay Latorre for dedication, work, and commitment for the last 18 months. The committee was tasked with studying the possibility of initiating a pilot program in Springfield with the goal of obtaining new revenue and recommend a level of contribution from tax-exempt organizations. I also extended an invitation to further expand the committee to include advisory members within the municipal government, including administration and finance, economic development, assessors, legal collections, and other departments as needed to provide updates and seek assistance in data collections and research, and later professional consultants from planning agencies offer presentations to the committee. Let's get into some of the quick findings that we found in the pilot revenue committee. The city of Springfield currently has 15 pilots and receives approximately 300 annual payments via pilot payments. So that's 15 agreements, and we only receive $300,000 in payment. We also find out that the residents of the city of Springfield pay one of the highest property tax rates, roughly 15.68% per thousand in the state when comparing with the 10 largest cities in the state. Springfield also has one of the highest commercial property tax rates in the state at a rate of 35.22. Only Holyoke and North Adams and Pittsfield typically exceed Springfield in terms of these rates. We also found that the city faces several budget pressures that will limit the ability of government to provide ongoing property tax relief. A few examples include the need to fully fund the city pension fund, the school department transportation budget, the cost of materials, gasoline, and electricity, and of course the cost of healthcare, which I believe is scheduled to go up by 10%. The city must identify new revenue funding sources. Pilot agreements are an appropriate solution. Nonprofits do utilize city resources, including police, fire, EMS, DPW, and more. Asking nonprofits, especially those with large properties in Springfield, do support the city through a pilot agreement is an appropriate solution. The total exempt amount in Springfield is $4.8 billion. We believe that we will be able to raise up to $20 million. We believe we will be able to raise up to $20 million in new funding for the city if we follow through in asking for pilot agreements. At this point, Mr. President, I would like to turn it over to committee member Karen Lee, who is going to give us a quick historical timeline of the pilots' payments in lieu of taxes here in the city of Springfield. Karen?
Push the button.
Yep, push.
It says you're on, but your green light isn't on. Okay. Our IT team is coming to help you, Karen. Thank you, Jose. Look at that.
We start
wow.
with slide 2?
How many city councilors does it take to get a mic working?
3.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
There
okay,
is.
Go ahead, Karen.
Okay, before I begin, I just want to acknowledge the third member of our team is not here, Jay or Juan Latorre, due to circumstances, but he was significant in this group, and he also was a great brainstormer, so thank you, Jay Latorre. Okay, it's very wordy, this slide, so I'm going to read it, but it sets up the rest of the presentation. So, in 2004, in order to avoid bankruptcy, The state legislature approved an emergency loan for Springfield and created the Massachusetts Finance Control Board for Springfield. It held its final meeting on June 30th, 2009, and voted unanimously to dissolve at that time. One of the board's last acts was to approve the $528 million budget for the fiscal year starting July 1st, 2009. In 2025, the municipal budget has doubled to almost $1 billion. In March 2007, the Massachusetts Finance Control Board engaged the services of the Worcester Regional Research Bureau to collect and objectively analyze information necessary to make informed decisions about pilot programs, specifically for its colleges. The report was a detailed effort to develop future agreements, but today Springfield only has 14 pilot agreements. Councilor Davila mentioned 15, and we'll get to that, but it has 14 pilot agreements going back to 1994, with the latest agreement in 2018, and only Springfield Technical Community College has pilot agreement. But there's also an asterisk with that. This means Springfield has some success in executing agreements, and we believe it's capable of more. The report concluded that when a tax-exempt institution expands through construction, rehabilitation, or acquisition, the view is that if the institution is financially healthy enough to grow, then it should be healthy enough to make a voluntary contribution to the city. At the time the Worcester Regional Research Bureau completed its report, the total value of exempt parcels was $1.5 billion, representing 18.6% of total land. Today, that figure is $4.8 billion and represents 26.42% of total land that is tax exempt. Okay, that was a lot, so, all right, next slide, please. All right, so from a historical context, we're going to look at pilots. And you'll see on the screen 4 blocks for the different mayoral administrations. The first administration to sign a pilot agreement was the Markle administration. And that 6 agreements was for indefinite terms on the agreement. Next was Mayor Albano, who signed the next 4 pilot agreements, also with indefinite terms. Mayor Ryan signed 1, and that was during the Finance Control Board tenure with indefinite terms. And then our current administration, there were 4 pilot agreements, and there's a -1 there because the Center for Ecotechnology, that contract never got executed because they sold the building in the same year. So really there are 14 agreements that are are viable. One of them was not. So during the Finance Control Board tenure, they had recommendations, and 2 of the recommendations to raise revenue was implement a trash fee and increase pilot payments. So, yes, the trash fee came into existence. And it established in 2007, and by the end of that first year, the annual revenue gained was $3.7 million. The pilot agreements, however, were not worked on, as you can see, because we only have 14. So 3 contracts were signed from 2014 to 2018. And let me just go through that. The MHA that was signed this year under this administration had limited term agreements. It's the same company, the Massachusetts Health Association, of the 11 other contracts that have indefinite terms. So I don't know why that is. Bay State Hospital, and I want to emphasize that in the media, it's misleading when we say we have a pilot agreement with Bay State. Yes, we do, but it's only for specific parcels that constitute the Mason Square Neighborhood Health Center. So it's not on the totality of their property, just that area. And right now, they have 531 million of assessed land, and only this one portion has a pilot agreement. It's the same thing for STCC, that in the news, they were saying that only one college has a pilot agreement, and again, that is true, but it's limited to a 20-year term. This was in response to a RFP that the city put out for property over on Worthington, and they ended up, I think it's parking now, so they went into a 20-year term agreement, but it's not on the totality of their property, it's just on those parcels that they purchased in 2018. The total revenue gained in our pilot program is $300,000. The trash fee brought in $3.7 million. So clearly, there's not a lot of effort in the pilot program. I think Victor can take the next slide. Josue, if you could move there you go, the recommendations.
Thank you, Karen. Mr. President, before I go on to the recommendations, I also would like to emphasize that's part of the findings that we made in the Pilot Revenue Committee. We found out that the city does not have a policy and procedures to engage pilots. Everything has been done through handshakes throughout the years. And according to the auditor report, which was done at my request, and I believe all of you should have a copy in your inbox and on your desk, we found out that that has resulted in some overpayments and underpayments. And when the contract do expire, nobody goes back to ask to re-engage in the pilot. Let's get into some of the recommendations that we are making. Recommendation number one is technical assistance. The committee recommends that we engage the Edward Collins Center for Public Management to provide the technical assistance to develop a comprehensive policy. A policy is key so that we can approach everybody equally, so that we can look at the resources and how best to facilitate an agreement with our community partners. We also recommend the hiring of the Loan Institute to perform necessary research to assess the amount of fair share deficit of our nonprofit hospitals. The term refers to the gap between the tax exemptions a hospital receives and spending on community benefits and charity care. Hospitals are required to pay some amount of community benefits to maintain their nonprofit status. So we're recommending the hiring of two institutions, the Collins Center and the Loan Institute, at a rate of $40,000, which could yield possibly up to $20 million in return. That seems like a very wise investment to me. I also would like to point out that the City of Holyoke has engaged the Collins Center and that they have developed a policy and procedures to assist them with the Collins Center, and they are having some awesome results. I have confirmed with the Mayor of Holyoke, Mayor Garcia, and Mayor Garcia is having some wonderful returns. The nonprofits are now coming to the table to talk in Holyoke. In Springfield, my beloved colleagues, we don't even have a table to sit down. We cannot be afraid to engage our nonprofits. We also recommend a standing committee. The subcommittee recommends that a permanent standing pilot and new revenue committee is established to continue the work that we have begun here in the city of Springfield. We also recommend that to amend the auditor's report and incorporate it along with recommendations by the pilot and revenue subcommittee, that the mayor works with the pilot and new revenue subcommittee and appropriate the fundings for the two planning agencies that we have identified, the Collins Center and the Loan Institute. I would like to finish by saying that the Revenue Committee and the pilot agreements is a local initiative, and communities which enter into the pilot agreements can choose to work to direct funds. The committee recommends the targeting and intentional use of pilot funds and a stabilization fund created for that purpose. And I will let Mr. President Karen talk about more about the creation of stabilization funds.
Okay.
Karen?
Next slide. Thank you. All right. I'm going to just go over these, just read them off. If you have questions about them, we'll take them after the next slide. Victor's going to close with the fourth recommendation. So the idea behind this is an intentional use of pilot revenue and the creation of a stabilization fund. So this section illustrates some potential uses and are subject to a greater discussion at a later time. The purpose of the suggestions is to highlight some targeted uses for the new source of pilot revenue that will provide the greatest probability of including all residents, and to fund new initiatives, services that rarely receive attention, programs with limited funding, or projects that do not have other funding sources. So that was our thinking in the development of these suggestions. The first is a percentage to offset the tax levy. And this is not a substitute for whatever the mayor may pledge to offset the levy. This is in addition to. Number two, a percentage to the housing trust that was established in 2019 by the City Council. They had seed money at one time, and it was taken back because it wasn't used, and we'd like to see the Housing Trust Fund get started. Three, a percentage to the CPA surcharge, a percentage to an ambulance trust fund, compensation for members of boards and commissions. Six, a percentage of the Springfield Preservation Trust Fund or other historic. And seven, a percentage to an undesignated reserve for use in any of the above categories or for a wish list projects for infrastructure for fire, police, TJO, after submitting an interdepartmental request to the pilot board, and maybe administration costs to facilitate the mission. The specific details about the uses are in a draft form and a topic for another time. If we're fortunate enough to move into this next phase. Do you want to do the next slide, please, Jose?
Sure. Thank you, Karen. Mr. President, to finish the presentation, I would like to just sum it up by saying that the tax burden continues to be placed on homeowners and small businesses. They have no choice but to do their part and absorb the trash fee and the annual property tax increases over the last 10 years, but this is enough. I'd like to say, Mr. President, that now in December we will be entering into the dreaded portion of setting the tax rate. The tax rate has been going up anywhere between $150 to $190 a year. And every year we have to send, with all the respect, our beloved Councilor, usually Councilor Allen, with a tin cup to ask for more. $1 million in property tax relief translates into $15 of tax relief to our residents. That's not nearly enough. Creating, engaging the pilot agreements, the payment of taxes, creating a stabilization fund, puts to rest all the fighting, all the debate, and creates and maintains that fund so that we can consistently tell the people this is what we have available to give you into tax relief if that's something that we as a city want to continue to engage. Otherwise, we're going to be chasing on tail and doing a disservice to our constituents. I finished by saying that since the Massachusetts Finance Control Board exited, Springfield has a budget that has doubled the total amount of exempt properties. It is cautioned to address sooner rather than later. We must try something different. Pilot agreements are an appropriate measure to explore new revenue sources. With that, we conclude our presentation and report to this honorable body, and I will be more than happy, Karen and I, to entertain questions from our colleagues.
Thank you.
My apologies. Yeah, go ahead. If of the objection, I have looked for the recommendation. Mr. President, no objection?
What was that, Karen? Your microphone is off.
Sorry. The fourth recommendation, I'll just go over that before we close.
Okay, just if you could wrap it up quickly.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So the Pilot and New Revenue Subcommittee finds that the three independent efforts taken below all point to the same conclusion. The first was a 2007 assessment and study completed by Worcester Regional Research Bureau, an outside consultant, and then we did an 18-month study by the subcommittee, and then three, the 2025 report from the Office of Internal Audit, all concurred that a formal pilot policy is recommended. So it is recommended by the city to the city support funding the technical assistance required to develop a full pilot program and support this effort. And thank you very much for everyone. Thank you.
Karen. Okay, thank you, Councilor Davila. Appreciate that very detailed report. Councilors, any questions? Councilor Whitfield or comments?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. First, I want to thank the Pilot and New Revenue Committee for your research, for this very extensive information. And this report is great. It has great information. I do have questions and comments. Pilots are voluntary payments, so I was just wondering how they would be enforced.
Thank you, Councilor Whitfield, for your question. It's a good question, valid question. So you are correct. As we mentioned, pilots are voluntary. We cannot force any nonprofit to engage us in payments of low taxes. When they do sign an agreement, don't forget, Springfield doesn't sign agreements. It's all handshakes. But once they do, it is enforceable, as we researched and we consulted with the solicitor. I also feel, Councilor, that just because they are not mandatory, that does not keep us from asking. And you know what we do if they say no? We go back and we ask again, and we ask again, and we ask again. Because we need the money. Otherwise, it's going to be the people who are going to suffer in terms of increased tax burden.
Thank you. Because when I worked in the finance department, I was actually over pilots, and there were signed agreements. I read signed agreements with Stick, and I can't remember the other ones because it was like years ago, but I did see signed agreements, so I don't know if that changed because that was back in 2012, 2013, but there were signed agreements, so not sure what happened when I left. And then the other question I have is a percentage to the housing trust fund established by city council. I think, Karen, you said you would like to see that fund started. What was your comment on the housing trust?
Your microphone, Ms. Lee.
I'm so sorry. Let me just address, I think Councilor Davila misspoke. All of the 14 agreements that we are currently with the pilot are signed and executed. They all have signatures on them, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't understand the handshake comment, but I'm asking about the housing trust fund.
Okay.
What did you say in regards to that?
Okay, so there was the state senator, I believe it was Adam Gomez, did an earmark for Springfield for the housing trust of $50,000 to give it seed money to get it going, and they ended up having to send it back because it's not moving. So we just like to really see that this fund is used. Like this housing trust fund is an excellent program if it can get started in however they're going to.
So I'm on the Housing Trust Advisory Committee for the City Council, and
Great.
we meet every month regarding the housing trust. We have established our goals and objectives, and it was approved by the SRA, who really is over the whole housing trust. And so it is started, and now we're working in 2 subcommittees to get it funded and to see how it will be implemented. So it actually is ongoing, and I just wanted to mention that because I didn't want misinformation out there about the Housing Trust Fund. I actually went to Councilor Fenton and said, can I be a part of it? Can we get it going again? So we have been meeting regularly. I'm just creating awareness. I'm not
Great.
blaming you. You just didn't know about that. But we have been meeting about that, and our first goals and the implementation of the fund have been approved by the SRA. So I just wanted to put that out there. And then my final comment or question, when I was coming to the pilot subcommittee meetings, I was asking to bring some of the, because I like to have both sides of the story, not just one side. So I was asking to bring the hospitals to the table, because I'm also on the Bay State Community Benefits Advisory Board. And so I know about a bunch of benefits that do go to the city of Springfield. And I know that there was some type of calculation on how much they should be giving. And I kept asking, please bring them, because that's the one that I'm on, to the table to see what they do contribute to the community, to the city of Springfield, because it's quite a bit of in-kind that goes in, but there's also a lot of financial benefits from the hospital that does go out into the community. So I don't want to put misinformation that the hospitals don't do anything for the city of Springfield, because they do quite a bit. I'm also on, when we go to C3 in the Hampton County Addiction Task Force meeting, Mercy Hospital or Trinity Health is at the table. They also give benefits back out to the community. So I asked to bring them in just so we can get both sides of the story and then know the full benefit of what they are giving to the community. And then if it's not enough, maybe go after the difference. And so that never transpired. As far as I know, because I asked Bay State, were they invited to the table to talk to the subcommittee about what they do give out in community benefits? So I just wanted to know where we stand on that.
Do you want me to take that,
Go ahead,
Councilor?
Karen.
Okay, excellent, Councilor Whitfield, and it's true, yes, they are, our strategy is to look at those community benefits and along with the other nonprofits, develop a way to match the mission of the organization with the type of community benefits that are offered. And the, what you're referring to is the fair share deficit, the amount, the gap difference between what they receive in tax benefits and what they give in community benefits. And the deficit there is what we're looking at. And those are the kinds of calculations that will happen with a full, technical assistance. That's why we need these 2 particular organizations. So we do have the gap that they presently have. It's a few years old, and no one is saying that the hospitals are not giving community benefits, because they are. But are those community benefits,
Right.
is it follow the mission of the organization? And so all of that is.
Final comment, Mr. President. I just want to make sure that we don't put out misinformation and that we're intentional on getting all sides of the story. This is great work, not taking anything from the work that has been done under your purview, but there was some comments that were made about the housing trust that's not 100% true. And also, there are financial benefits that the Bay State Community Advisory Board gives out. That's just one area of Bay State that gives out benefits. And there's other areas they also give out in-kind support. And so when if we do move on to the second round, I would definitely appreciate that we get the full picture of what is being given to our community. And that's my final comment. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, point of
Councilor Walsh.
information. Are we being asked to vote on this tonight or just to accept the committee report?
Tonight is just to accept the committee report, councilors.
Well, this is a lot of information to absorb, and, and I think we have a lot of people waiting for their special permits, and I think that we should refer this to a discussion at another time.
Okay, so all we're doing tonight is just accepting the report. So by voting to accept the report, we would do nothing except receive this document. It's not blessing the findings, it's not doing anything like that. So I do recognize that a lot of time and energy went into this. I want to thank the volunteers and Councilor Davila. But to Councilor Walsh's point, I think to the extent that there's a lot more dialogue that's necessitated from this, I think we could probably do it in additional meetings of the pilot committee or in another venue. Councilor Davila, would you like to respond
Yes,
to that?
Mr. President, just a quick comment. First of all, I concurred. This is a lot of information. There's a lot of minutia involved in this. I guess not the intent, of course, because I know some of our beloved colleagues are getting anxious to move on. But like you said, we spent the last 18 months of our life working on this. And so I just ask for a little bit of more patience. I do want to finish by saying that to address Councilor Whitfield's very, very valid comments. First is that as I had mentioned before, Councilor Whitfield, to yourself, it is my full intent to bring to the table the nonprofits because they are our partners. And we cannot move forward on this until we sit them down and have a conversation with them. And right now, I did have a meeting with the mayor. We are in agreement that we need to develop a policy and procedure. That's step number one. At least we agree with that. And we are engaging as to how that's going to be done, whether it's going to be internally or whether it's going to be done through the Collins Center. Second, I am very pleased to hear about the housing trust. We can only put out what we are told. As you are aware, sometimes it's getting difficult getting information here in the city of Springfield. But I'm very glad that you shared that with us, Councilor Whitfield. And third, I would like to say that, thank you, Karen. They say, Mr. President, that good leaders surround themselves with smart people. Karen, thank you for the correction. I misspoke. The agreements are signed. But what we are not doing a good job is in following through because a lot of as the auditor reports shows, we have had overpayments and underpayments to the pilot agreements. And so we have a lot of work to do here. We need to pursue this so at the end of the day, we can give the people that we represent a good tax relief and that we stop sending Councilor Allen with a tin cup asking for more money because it's not going to get us anywhere. Those are at least my comments. If anybody has any more questions, if you guys want to go forward, whatever the will of the council is. Mr. President, I thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilor Davila. Okay, so there's Councilor Edwards.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the report.
Okay, there's a motion to accept the report. Is there a second? Second, Councilor Allen. Councilors Govan and Delgado have been trying to be called on. Would you like to be heard on this subject, or can we proceed to the vote?
If I may, Mr. President, I just want to highlight the time that two residents of our city took to put this report together, to do the work, the 18 months that they took. Karen Lee and Jay Latore, you know, they put in a lot of good time, and I think it's a great report. I think it's a great idea, and I'm definitely going to vote for it and find a way to continue and move it forward because this is something we need. You know, the Housing Trust does need money. CPR surcharge would be great if we had more money in there. So it's great, and I want us to continue having this conversation. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Govan. Okay. Seeing no other councilors, we've got a motion on the floor to approve the report. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On the motion to accept the report, Councilor Kern.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Allen. Yes, Councilor Govan. Yes, Councilor Walsh.
Yes, got the green light.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes, more than sufficient. Report is accepted. Thank you, Ms. Lee. Thank you, Councilor Davila. Madam Clerk, can you please call items 1 through 5 together, please?
Item 1 is Eversource, 96 Audley Road, 2025 St. James stop sign, 20 to 26 Sunrise Terrace stop sign, 20 to 27 School Street stop sign, and 20-25 Alden Street stop sign.
Mr. Velez? Are you still with us? He was.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, hi, Hector.
Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, I don't know why I can't see you on my screen. That's weird. Oh, I gotta switch to gallery view. Sorry, you're there. Hi, Hector, you've got the floor. Mr. Velez?
Can you hear me?
Now we can, yes. You're on mute now, Hector.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can.
Okay. I'm gonna explain really quick. The Eversource one, that's regarding they're gonna install uh, a new pole for house that need a system of solar panel system. They have to upgrade the area and they have to install a new pole for a new transformer to service that house. Let me see what is the address of that house.
96 Audley Road. And all the rest of them are just stop signs,
Yeah.
so I don't know that we need to explain those in too much detail. Thank you, Mr. Velez. Councilor Brown?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
This is for Mr. Velez.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a stop sign in the inner city from you, moved from in front of patrons who came in front of the city council 2 years ago. And I've called for the last 2 years, put in emails for the last 2 years. I just put in something to Chris maybe like a week ago, and it still hasn't been done yet. Is it a reason why
Is this stop sign?
the no parking sign
There's a no parking in front of the garage.
right in front of the
That's the
garage been
one?
going on for 2
Yeah, it's been
years?
and they're still in the same place. I have to verify that one
You've
because
been telling me that for the
it's
last
been
2 years.
for
I'm just wondering, do you guys have a hard time servicing Ward 4 and just the other in other areas when it comes to Eversource and stuff like that? You get that stuff done really quickly. So if you can, going on year 2.5, can you please address that situation for me? Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Brown. Any other councilors on the Eversource petition or stop signs? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On approval, Councilor Kern.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Walsh.
Yes,
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Santinello.
yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes, more than sufficient. Petitions are approved. Item number 6, Madam Clerk.
Item 6 is a change in petitioner at 484 Boston Road and 472 Boston Road.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilors, this hearing will be conducted consistent with Mass General Law, Chapter 48, Massachusetts Zoning Act, and the rules and orders of the Springfield City Council. We will offer the petitioner an opportunity to be heard for up to 20 minutes. You don't need to use all of that time. If there are opponents, the opponents will be given an opportunity to be heard for up to 20 minutes, and then there's a 10-minute rebuttal period for each side. Will the petitioner please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and tell us a little bit about this proposal, please. Mr. Karen, welcome.
Good evening. For the record, my name is Paul Karen, and I'm representing Ali Salim and his petition for a special permit for 484 Boston Road. This is an old car dealership. It was the old Metro Jeep car dealership on Boston Road. Mr. Salim purchased the property back in May and is right now trying to get the special permit to amend to have his name placed as the holder of the special permit so he can go before the Springfield License Commission to petition for his Class 2 and Class 3 used car licenses. The Planning Board, Springfield Planning Board, has approved the petition, and it received a unanimous vote of the Pine Point Community Council back on September 9th. So I know there was some confusion because of truck regulations that were in the offing. Mr. Salim has no interest in the truck portion of it as the main source of his business. There is 1 or 2 food trucks on his property, but that is not the main source of his business. He wants to open it as a used car lot, a used car dealership, and we will abide by whatever regulations the council may choose to impose on the operation of food trucks in the future. We are asking the council to approve the special permit and allow him to reopen 484 as an ongoing business, a used car dealership on Boston Road.
Thank you, Mr. Karen. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Please come forward and state your address. Say again, anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Seeing none, that closes this portion of the hearing. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Say again, anyone wishing to speak in opposition in person or online? Okay, seeing none, that closes this portion of the hearing. Are there any questions from the council for the petitioner? Councilor Govan?
Thank you, Mr. President. If I might ask Paul, I saw the special permit, and there's like 3 drafts of what we're voting on today. Is it the last one that we're voting on with the 14 conditions, or is it the one with the, I think, 19 conditions?
As Mr. Dromey can explain, we have agreed to eliminate conditions 13 through 18, anything that has any reference to food truck operations, and we'll deal with that in the future.
Okay.
Phil,
So then-
I'm sorry.
So it's the last one, right?
Correct.
Phil? Okay.
It's the 14 conditions.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Then I have no, this is in my ward, and I know that Councilor LeVar Click Bruce is in that area as well. I think I would be very happy to see that car dealership back open, because it is kind of like a sore spot to Boston Road, and I would like to see it come back alive. So I'm in favor of this without the food truck language. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Govan. Any other councilors with questions for the petitioner? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Oh, sorry, Councilor Whitfield.
Hi, Ms. Karen, how you doing?
Hi.
Good to see you. Where are the food trucks gonna go?
Within the plans that he had submitted, there's an area to the left of the used car lot, which he envisions at some point housing up to 11 food trucks. But again, that's not part of this process. The special permit is to allow him to go for his used car permits to reopen it. But in the future, if there is food truck operations on the premises, there's already established a special area to the left of the property.
Are food trucks there now?
I believe there's one food truck right now.
Oh, 1 food truck right now. Is that still gonna remain there if this is?
Yes, it will be relocated to the area where we've set aside for food truck operations.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Whitfield. Any other councilors? Okay, seeing none, that'll close this portion of the hearing and the hearing. There's no further debate. Madam Clerk, you can please call the roll on approval of the special permit.
On approval, Councilor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Walsh.
Yes,
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Point of order, Mr. President, before I vote.
Yes?
I might have missed something. Did we move already condition 13 through 18? Do we have to vote on that? Because I know Councilor Govan said. those
You're
can
asking
be
which
removed.
petition we're voting on?
Yes, because on the one here, 13 through 18 still
Phil,
on
would
my
you come
thought.
up? So, Phil, why don't you direct that question to Phil?
Thank you, Phil. Just do my due diligence, making sure, like I always do. Here in front of me, it says that I'm voting with the food trucks. And although the petitioner, Councilor Govan, just said they're going to be removed, but I haven't seen the updated version. So Does that exist?
Well, the
Am I taking
updated
your word
version
for
is
it?
just, is the recommended conditions. The special permit, as was noted in the, was never, the food trucks were never technically part of the special permit. I mentioned them because they were going to be part of the use of the site, but the special permit is specifically for the used car sales.
Right.
So I removed in an updated analysis, which I sent to you guys on Friday, I removed, there was a couple conditions in the special permit that talked about the food truck. So I,
No, I understand that. What I'm asking, Mr. President, is I can only vote what's in front of me right now, so I'm just saying, do we need to make a motion to strike those down? Or,
No.
or the fact that I got it through my mailbox, according to Phil, is sufficient enough? Just make sure, so it's not an issue.
Was it updated in
Yes.
Minitrack? It was updated in Minitrack?
well, but again, these are only the recommended conditions, so you guys can amend or change or add to those
No, I
as
understand
it
what I'm
is.
saying. Mr. President, do we
The
have
council's
to?
intent tonight is to approve the conditions that were described by Councilor Govan. I think that much
Okay,
is
that-
very clear,
Which doesn't include 13 through 18.
which does not
No
include the
food truck. Okay,
conditions pertaining to the special.
I'm just making sure, because
Right.
you know how things come back to bite us.
Understood,
All right,
yes.
thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Santinello? Counselor Santinello? Away, Counselor Click Bruce? Yes, Counselor Perez?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton?
Yes, more than sufficient, permit is approved. Councilor Curran on the reasons?
The specific site is an appropriate location for such a use, structure, or condition. The use as developed will not adversely affect the neighborhood. Adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use, and planning staff will incorporate analysis into the decision of the basis of the findings.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the conditions.
On acceptance of the reasons, Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh?
Yes,
Yes, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Santinello? Away, Counselor Click Bruce?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Perez? Yes, Counselor Fenton?
Yes, more than sufficient, reasons are approved, special permits granted. Thank you.
Thank you, councilors.
Okay, Madam Clerk, last item, item number 7.
Item 7 is a special permit for a change in petitioner to 480 Central Street.
Okay, is there anyone here wishing to speak on this matter? Good evening, sir. Sir, yeah, if you could please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and tell us a little bit about your request, please. Thank you.
Yes, yes, my name is Gregory Quiroz.
So we are asking for 480 Central Street, the special permit to be transferred to the old, from the old owner, Artilio.
Can you speak more directly to the
I'm
microphone?
sorry. 480 Central Street, a special permit to be transferred to the new owner of Gregory Quiroz from the previous owner, Artioli Cardopoli.
Thank you very much. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Saying again, anyone wishing to speak in favor of this petition in person or online? Seeing none, that'll close this portion of the hearing. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? You can take a seat, sirs. Thank you. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this petition in person or online? Seeing none, that closes this portion of the hearing. Any questions for the petitioner? Seeing none, that closes this portion of the hearing and the hearing. Councilor Edwards, you have anything to add to this?
They reached out to the Maple Heights Sixth Corner Neighborhood Council recently through Zoom, and we petitioned, or we sent out notice to members of the committee, and there was no opposition that was sent back regarding this property. They understand what we expect from them, and I think we're in agreement.
Thank you very much. Any other councilors before we take a vote on the permit? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll on approval.
On approval, Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh?
yes,
Yes, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Santinello. Away, Counselor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes. Counselor Curran on the reasons?
The specific site is an appropriate location for such a use, structure, or condition. The use as developed will not adversely affect the neighborhood. Adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use, and the planning staff analysis will be incorporated into the decision on the basis of the findings.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the reasons.
On approval of the reasons, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado. Yes, Counselor Santinello. Away, Counselor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes, more than sufficient. Permit is granted. Congratulations. Thank you for your patience. Madam Clerk, any more business?
There is not.
Okay, council will stand adjourned. Our next meeting is Monday, November 17th. Good luck, everyone, in the new election next week. Thank you and good night.